Right, Coach, you did a lot of good things tonight, but really when you boil down to it, the three-point differential was the game. 6 of those by Keon Ellis, who had a really good first half. Just talk about that differential.
Yeah, that's those are multiple effort plays. I thought we let them get some early non-contested threes that gave them life. Keon Ellis hit, to your point, 6 in the first half, and a lot of them were uncontested. And that was the deal for us. The adjustment was we got to get out and contest to these guys. You got to make them put the ball on the floor, and it's a multiple effort game. Rotations have to be clean from there. A lot of good to take away from the game. Unfortunately, came up short tonight.
Yeah, we were talking about it. 70 points in the paint tonight. It's I think you would have signed up for that before the game starts. It's got to be frustrating. You had 70 points and weren't able to win.
Yeah, it is. It's there's some frustration for sure. We got competitors in our locker room. We all want to step out on the floor and give ourselves a chance to win the game. We did, but just some key concepts, key plays that aren't allowing us to close these games out that we got to continue to stay on. And the early threes, the stick hand contest, boxing out, things like that, things that we can control, we have to do a better job of.
It was a big night from Zion again. Just what you say about the way he played, and also just there was that little stretch when you had to take him out in the fourth. How frustrating is that part of it?
Zion is on a tear. He is playing at an extremely high level, and it's good to see him continue to step on the floor and play like he has been. Look, we would love to play him more, but right now we're all on the same page, and we all understand that for us it's more about doing everything we can to give him the best opportunity to be healthy.
And tonight you were using him a lot as kind of the screener and finally them rolling down the middle. Was that something that's more matchup based, or is that something y'all are seeing, to see how comfortable he is in those situations?
Well, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of matchups. It's a little bit of, we're accustomed to seeing Zion handle the ball, and he's going to do a lot of that. And so he can initiate plays. He can start our break. But to add a layer to what we're doing is now having him set screens, moving those guys around, hitting them in the pocket, allowing him to make plays on the move from there. So that's kind of what you saw.
And, adding to that, how much do you think inserting Jose into that start lineup has kind of helped everybody? And, how much have you kind of seen him step up since kind of giving him that role?
Yeah, Jose, he came out tonight, really a bounce back from him. Of course, he felt like it after the Oklahoma game, but, playing with confidence, playing with speed, he's aggressive defensively. We really feel like he helps that first unit.
And just from a big picture perspective, when you first took the job, one of the first things you mentioned is wanting to establish that defensive identity, and that's something y'all were able to do the 2 previous years. How tough has it been just seeing that slippage this year where you really haven't been able to establish that identity at that core of, what you wanted to be when you first came here? Yeah,
it's definitely been difficult this season. Establishing our identity. That was our identity. That's kind of who we've been. And it's what we want to move forward to. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to get there this season. I won't get up here and make excuses, but it's constant work on our part to continue to correct that end of the floor, because that gives us a chance every night. And our guys understand it's extremely important in this league to be able to have a good defense that allows your offense to be even better.
Willie, how tough was that stretch in the fourth quarter where I think Zion walked up the scores table, 2-point game? Then I think Eve missed one at the rim, CJ fade away from in close, and then Trey the lay-in.
Yeah.
You guys had a foul to get Zion.
Yeah, I only had 2 timeouts. I didn't want to burn one with 3-4 minutes left. So I'm kind of yelling our signal to take a foul. But we had three good looks during that stretch, and so those are the key plays that we got to capitalize on.
I was going to say, is that kind of like the hump you're talking about when you're in a close game? You just get through a stretch like that and you can't get through it, right? You have to figure out a way to overcome that stuff.
For sure. It happened, around the 8-minute mark. We had to take Zion out. I think they hit a couple key threes, stretched the lead out. We end up battling back, getting it close again, and then that key stretch right before we got them in. So those are key plays that at the end of games we have to be better at.
Willie, it's the third. It's another really long losing streak, right? You had losing streaks of 11, 9, now this one's 10. Is it beginning to feel like it's weighing at all on anybody, the locker room, the team? I mean, we're past that point where I guess you can think playoffs, right? So how is everybody doing?
I'm extremely grateful for our entire group, staff, coaching staff, medical performance, our players. They've been awesome through all of this adversity. Everybody has been, and it's a joy to come to work every day, even going through the difficulties that we've been going through. And so that's a blessing to have a group that's strong mentally, that brings it every single day. They give us everything, that we ask them to do. And sometimes we come up short. And, those things have been happening this season. But we have some momentum that we can build from this. And that's the goal right now, is to continue to attack each and every game. You're going to see some of our young guys a bit more, but there's some momentum that we can build from this season.
Well, would you say that the atmosphere isn't befitting of a team that's 12-42? Like, I'm not sure how many times you've been around a losing locker room, but would you say that this is not characteristic of that?
No, typically no, it's not. And that's a credit to the guys in our locker room, high character, hard workers. It's a character to, everybody in our front office. I said it again, our whole staff has been great. And that makes going through these difficult situations even better when you have great people that you work with, and I'm extremely blessed, and I'll leave it at that.
Well, your first time seeing Bruce Brown, just kind of thoughts on his play in his first game.
Love what he brought to our group. Extremely aggressive defensively, a good rebounder, high IQ on the floor. Missed a couple easy shots that we know he'll knock down, but a really good addition to our group.
Was it your first time meeting Kellen Moore? I saw you went up and talked to him, the Saints coach.
It was my first time meeting him. Congratulated him on the big win, and then also, congratulated him on the job here in New Orleans. So looking forward to seeing what he does in the future.
Have y'all talked yet about Z, when he put him on or not?
Not yet. We'll have an update for you guys at a later time. Yep.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Tubbsy. I asked Coach earlier about them using you a little different tonight with you setting more screens and rolling down the middle. Just how did you feel with that little switch up, and do you feel like you got more comfortable with it as the game went along?
Yeah, I'm already comfortable with it. I did it a lot my first 2 years in the league with Coach Gentry and Coach Gundy. So it was something that kind of just comes natural to me.
And just what was it like just having Bruce out there, and what do you think he can kind of add just as a veteran presence in the rotation?
He can add a lot. And honestly, if you looked at his resume, he's a player that I think Detroit had him playing center. Then he went to Denver, and they told him, we need you to hit corner threes, be an energy guy, and he did that. So he's one of those guys that, you give him a task, and he's going to handle business.
And what have you kind of seen from Jose since they moved him into the starting lineup, and how has he kind of helped you guys with the way he's playing?
Jose's being Jose. I think putting him in the starting lineup definitely gives us more energy in the first half, his first quarter especially, because it allows me, CJ, and Murph to kind of get to our spots. And then also just, he always has an impact on the game, but instead of 15, 18 minutes, it's 28, 32.
As I know we've asked you about your minutes before, do you feel like you might get up to 30 minutes a game eventually, or you just kind of, where do you feel like you are in that?
I feel like I should definitely get up to 30 minutes post All-Star break. But like I said, whatever the team decides to do, that I support it, and we're gonna work smart.
Izzy, what were your first impressions of either Kelly Olynyk or Bruce Brown?
I think it was the initial thought was just kind of, B.I. not being here anymore, and it's different. Like I said, he's been here with me since day one. Even walking in the locker room today and not seeing his number at the locker was definitely different. But we're professionals, so once you start really looking into the game and what we got going on, those are two pieces that are great for us. Like I said, Bruce is a guy that you give him a task and he's going to handle it. And I mean, Kelly is just a versatile big, great rebounder, and he's going to be a great vet for us as well.
Did you like his cowboy outfit? I saw he walked in wearing something like that.
I actually didn't get a chance to see it because I think he was already here before I got here. But I'll go look at the Pels Instagram and see what he's talking about.
Izzy, I've got to ask you, since you always talk about wins, that's everything for you. This is now the third big losing streak for you guys. You've lost 10 now in a row. Previously, you had lost 11 in a row, 9 in a row. How's that weighing on you? How are you dealing with that?
It's tough. It's really tough. I mean, we had a lot of kind of things not really go our way. But all you can do is make the most of the situation you're in at the moment. But it's tough. It is tough.
As you have a chance to play with JD, what's it like just going up against him?
That's my guy. And kind of going against his physicality in the game for the first time since it's not being teammates anymore. And Sac, it was different, y'all. It was kind of one of those reminders that, oh, this dude is strong. I know I'm strong, but you have those few reminders with certain guys around the league where it's like, okay, they're just as strong. But that's my brother. He was a great team leader here, great vet, and off the court, an even better guy.
And a big part of y'all's success the past few seasons has been establishing that identity defensively, and obviously that slipped a little bit this year. What do you think is going to be key to kind of reclaiming that and getting back to where y'all were last year, previous year, just getting stops consistently?
Health plays a big part in that. One of those moments where when you're in the locker room, you focus on what we have, like who's available. But You know, there was a moment today when I was playing the intro video, and it was like, wow, we don't have Herb right now. We don't have DeJounte. Like, guys are out. So that definitely plays a part in it. But that's just something we got to, you know, build on as a team, working on it in practice and just putting more emphasis on it, you know, in film, scouting, no matter and whatever we do.
It's almost kind of like, you know, you look in the locker room now, and I guess like when you came in, I think you're the only one that's different than the rhythm. What's that like for you? Who you notice that?
It's different. It's different, and it's one of those small reminders of, you know, kind of about the reality of the league. You know, going to all these camps when I was younger, especially the NBPA Top 100 camp. That one was, I would say, the most insightful one. With, you know, I'm in year 6, and there's nobody player-wise that's here anymore. Not saying that dudes are out the league or anything, but it's different. It's definitely just kind of reminded that things have changed. No problem. You guys have a great night.